Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your reading for January 2023. Thanks for stopping by today and checking out this video. Before you leave, please click on that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. All right. So for today's reading, I want to start with a spirit totem or an animal totem. This spirit totem or animal totem can help guide you through the month, for the month of January. Uh-oh, I picked two, so I think you're going to get two. And this could be anytime you see these animals, hear about them, see them on TV, real life, whatever, as a spirit acknowledging you or letting you know they're around and there for support. First one here is humpback whale, singer. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. Okay. So if you are a singer or love singing, I want to say that it's important for your soul, for your growth, for your purpose. And if you are feeling lost, you've got an internal something or other to help navigate you, to help pull you through. Whether you're aware of it or not, I think you have a deep connection to spirit in some way. And maybe in the past, you've been able to do something like when you're a kid, when you're scared and you start praying and something like a miracle happens, something changes and it doesn't happen the way you thought it was going to, or it worked out more in your way. There's something about your power to manifest things or to change an outcome by listening to your inner guidance. And I think that you have been, many times throughout your life, you're working towards a goal and you've come across barriers and obstacles and you've been beaten down, but you've picked yourself back up again. That's great. Keep that up. You have a special talent or a special ability to, even though you get knocked down and you'll take something pretty hard, you'll feel it emotionally and energetically and spiritually. Your inner navigation helps you find your way out of that darkness and back into the light and back into wanting to try again. And that's a wonderful ability. And I want to say that might need to be shared with somebody. There might be somebody around you that's struggling, and just kind of sharing your story might help inspire them. But let me get some more. The other one you have is coyote, revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing and at your own folly. And look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. So to me, look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. I feel like you've been on a Ferris wheel or a merry-go-round and maybe you fall for some of the same things and you're kicking yourself, and it makes you question kind of your own inner guidance, because why are you repeating the same types of situations or repeating the same types of relationships and getting yourself in the same situations that you've had before, and you can't figure out how to break the cycle. And I want to say, especially with coyote is also known as the trickster. So it's almost like self-sabotage, or you're tricking yourself, or maybe there's two sides to you. Maybe that's why I pulled two animals, and one side thinks and does one thing, the other side thinks and does something else. And sometimes the two sides don't mesh and you forget you thought this way, 20 minutes ago, and now you're thinking this way, or, something along those lines. I feel like there's two things pulling at you, or maybe like an angel on the shoulder and a demon on the other shoulder, right? You're pulled two ways and things happen, and it's hard for you to just pick one and stick with it. I think that's what we're talking about here. And being a coyote, also revealer of truth. I think that this reading is going to be talking about helping you to ground and to pick and to know what's true and what's imagined. Let me get some more information here. Spirit, tell me more about Capricorn in January of 2023. What is going on here? Please clarify for the month of January for Capricorn. Nope, that's too many. Okay, under unicorn, you have purity. Okay, so kind of a fanciful animal here. But this could be important. There are movies and such and things. You see unicorns pretty periodically. That could mean that Spirit wants you to pay attention to something. If you're in a conversation, pay attention to what's happening or what's being said. Listen. It could be pay attention to your environment. That, you know, Spirit is trying to speak to you. You see a unicorn and you hear your name, but there's no one there. You know, that's all confirmation that your guides are there trying to help you. Or maybe, you know, if you hear something out of the right side and you look to the right, maybe you need to go that direction instead of what you were going to do, you know, that kind of thing. Pay attention to that. But purity, you have a pure soul, kind of a innocence. It's refreshing, it's unique, it's pure. And there's something really magical about that. And so I feel like it's easy to get caught up in daydreams or caught up in the fantasies of what you think you want or what you think could be and isn't in reality, but you want it to be this way. And that kind of trips you up a little bit and gives you that trickster. But also with purity and unicorn, it goes with, you know, make time to play. Again, I think you have two sides. You have a very playful side, but you also have a very serious side. And maybe you've been in more in the serious side lately. I feel like being taken seriously. Do you have the sense that people don't take you seriously and that's frustrating you? And if that's only kind of been a new concept or something that you haven't been able to actually like verbalize or, you know, really know in your conscious mind, maybe that will help you understand what's going on with you, with yourself, and help you make some better choices so that you can balance the play and the serious and how people see you seriously or versus silliness, okay? Or fantasy, like the unicorn. Next, we have eagle spirit, freedom. And look, there's a Pegasus on there. So horse is probably going to be an important animal as well, and eagle on here too. But your purity gives you a sense of freedom. You're also seeking freedom. Freedom from, I want to say, everyday life. The mundane physical life. The things that you have to do to take care of yourself every day. You want freedom. You want to fly above all the problems, all your problems, all the problems of the world, and just be free and happy. And that's part of that fantasy. Be the unicorn, full of magic. But that's part of where the trickster comes in, because this is how you want your reality. And then when reality does sink in, something happens, it really throws you for a loop. And it's really hard for you to recover from that. But again, your inner navigation, you get knocked down. You find a way to pick yourself back up. That's a strength. And be sure to acknowledge and appreciate that within yourself. All right, let's get some more cards. Spirit, tell me more about Capricorn in January. What else does Capricorn need to know, please? Spirit for January. Power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. Okay, yes. This reading is definitely about reclaiming your personal power. I want to say you've been caught up in fantasy a little too much lately. For whatever the reasons are, they're valid. Someone else might tell you, no, that's not valid, but your reasons are your reasons. They need to be acknowledged. But also acknowledging that living in a fantasy realm or wishing the world was different than what it is isn't helpful and won't help you get over the difficulty of it. So Spirit is asking you to ground yourself a little more. Pay attention to what's going on physically around you. Take care of the things that you need to take care of. Be responsible, but also make time to play and be silly. Make time to really cherish your imagination or your fantasy world or your rich inner life. Just don't let it take over. And that's going to cause more difficulty for you in the long run. And that's where it ties into you get knocked down, but you pick yourself back up again. So you've got a nice balance. It's just, it feels like you're here and then you're down here and then you're over here and then you're way up here. Like it's hard for you to like stay on a path and keep moving forward. But you are reclaiming your power by facing this, some of this, looking at some of this, admitting it, talking about it, and working towards a better balance. Next, we have angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support. Okay. So this is confirmation that Spirit is around and helping you out with all of this. Now, there's also at the very bottom of this card, there are swans. I don't know if you can see that, but she also has a snake. So swans have to do with love. The eagle has to do with perception. The unicorn, Pegasus, has to do with magic and purity and that kind of thing. The snake has to do with birth or rebirth, shedding the skin, death, rebirth. And you have the whale and then the coyote. The coyote is the trickster and the whale is the record keeper of the ocean, or, the singer. They sing healing songs for the world. I guess they would be healers too. But from what I understand, they also keep records of some kind, or they're record keepers for the universe or universal knowledge, something along those lines. You can look that stuff up. But back to angelic assistance. You are being guided. Your inner navigation aligns with this spiritual guidance. And if you allow it, I think it'll take you places like your fantasy world. There's a reason why you have a rich inner life or rich fantasy world, because there's a sense that things can be more like that. It's just right now they aren't. And the only way to change the world is to accept it as it is now before you can make lasting real changes, or at least start affecting other people that want to make changes to make the world a better place. Okay. All right, let's get some more information. Spirit, tell me more about Capricorn in January, please. What else should Capricorn know for the month of January? All right, we have the Nine of Wands, and that is going to sit under that unicorn purity. Now, Nine of Wands. This shows somebody, just like what I was talking about. This person has been brought down. This could be about a battle, healing after a battle, reprieve, rest, rejuvenation, that kind of thing. But to me, it totally depicts being beaten down, and now you have to find your way back up and stand up and ready to face the world again. But that's part of the magic and part of the purity of your soul that allows you to do that. Under Eagle Spirit, we have the Ace of Coins, and it looks like a deer is on there. So a deer could mean something to you. This freedom, wanting freedom, can be the drive to balance your external, internal life, your fantasy life, the physical life. And it looks like to me, finding that balance, getting everything balanced within yourself could start a new beginning in your physical life. This could mean a new job or a better job. This could mean moving. This could mean finding treasure or coming across some kind of resource that becomes abundant and you can share with others. It could mean starting a new business. It could, it could even mean like family, adding to family, that kind of thing. It's in the physical or your body. Maybe you've been sick. Maybe some of you have been sick, and then you'll find out maybe in the middle of January that there's something that's helping. The medicine you're taking is actually helping to cure it. It's treating it. So a new sense in that regard, either in body or your physical, tangible life, money, job, resources. So I think you want freedom in your finances, actually. And that's part of the difficulty too. The next card is the Six of Swords under the Power over Difficulty. This is another card of being able to pick yourself back up and moving on and moving forward and leaving behind what no longer helps. The other thing about this card is if you look in the background, there's waves, and as you're going forward, it's much calmer, even though the swords are in the water. But I like to think of the swords are lessons or truths that you've learned up to this point that you are bringing with you, but you're leaving the rest behind. And that is part of reclaiming your power and power over difficulty. Again, yeah, there's a lot. There's a big theme here of being brought down or beaten down and picking yourself back up, finding your way again, and moving forward. That's actually pretty beautiful. And that's part of that purity of your soul, of yourself, that you can keep picking yourself back up. So it's not about how life beats you down. There's some phrase that I thought of, and it's something that it doesn't matter how many times or how life beats you down. It's about how you pick yourself back up, and you're really good about this. And I think eventually this is something that can be shared with others and to help others do the same. And finally, under angelic assistance, we have the Ten of Coins. So I want to say somewhere along the way, money is involved, or money is a problem, or money is coming to you, or finances, or resources. You're like, this person is saving, right? He's got all his coins in a jar, and you could look at this as he's now taking the money out for something, or he's still putting more money away. Either way, it's also a 10. 10 usually means the end of a cycle, and 1 is the beginning. So you are ending a cycle in your life, and with angelic assistance, with the support of the universe or your spirit guides, I think you're saving money, or you coming across more finances or resources. And by the end of January, you're going to be saving, and you're going to feel good about it. And how that plays with your fantasy life versus the physical life, I'm not entirely sure what this lesson is or what's been getting you down exactly. But, revealer of truth, you are learning some truths about yourself, about life, and about reality that is priceless. And this makes you better prepared for the next phase and better prepared for the next, I think, next set of relationships that you can have, or the next job or career, or the next steps in your family, creating a family, having a family, taking care of the older members of your family, something along those lines. But you are going to feel, I feel like by the end of January, you're going to feel a little more secure in your finances. That's what it feels like. There's some kind of new income maybe that's coming to you. And it has to do with part of this fantasy life that you have, or these ideas that you get, and somehow you're going to make it come into reality. Or I don't know, you're writing blogs, and all of a sudden you can start making money. You have enough people reading that whoever you're going through starts feeding you money, or, you know, something new that will help you save, help you feel better about your choices, and you're able to express. Let's say you are writing fan fiction, something. It's going to come back to you in some form or another to help you out, to reaffirm that you are doing something good, and having a rich inner fantasy life is is useful and has its place. That's what I want to say. All right, Capricorn, let's get one final card, please, for the month of January, Spirit. One final piece of advice for Capricorn, please. Well, 2 of them fell. So you got 2 first cards and 2 end cards. That sounds about right. Okay. Change. Falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. Yes, change, which is, the end of this cycle. 10 of coins and starting a new cycle. So change happens, and this is good. And you've got support from your guides. And it can be sad sometimes to see falling leaves and, watch the trees go into hibernation. But again, when spring comes, they come back. Again, nature picks themselves back up. Not that losing leaves is beating them down, but it is a cycle. You have birth, the plants start budding, start getting pollinated, create fruit or create seeds, then they die off, and then again, later on, get reborn again. So it is a cycle. You're going through cycles. You're just as susceptible to cycles of life as anything else in this world. And that's okay, and that's good, and it's better to accept that and go with the flow than to try to fight it. The other one is cleanse. Wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glades. So getting out in nature, if you have a forest or a park that has trees, that might be a good thing for you to do to help you along, to find your power and get over the difficulty of being more balanced and not falling for the traps and tricks of life, just as the bottom of this card says. All right, Capricorn, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching, and may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste.